How's it going, everybody? Rybrad here today, and we are back with our Minnesota Wild Draft to Glory. And guys, sorry about getting no Draft to Glory upload last Friday. I was in Boston for a wedding. Very, very fun. But I am back now and ready to take our Minnesota Wild to the playoffs, hopefully. And so far this season, we've had quite a good one. We are sitting atop the division with 57 points. 8 points above the St. Louis Blues. Now they have 2 games in hand, and the Avalanche, who have 5 games in hand, are 10 points behind us. So I don't know if they're going to win all 5 of those and catch up to us, but there's still a lot of season left to talk about. With 57 points, we are currently leading the entire NHL, thanks to Kirill Kaprizov being very, very good with his 47 points in 42 games. The line of Greenway, Johansson, and Kaprizov is really, really carrying right now. Greenway did have a fantastic season last year, scoring almost 30 goals, I should say. His best season since he was a Minnesota Wild, since I've been the general manager. Most ice time he's seen too, so coincidence? I think not. His shooting percentage didn't go up by that crazy of an amount, but he is now just getting more ice time and producing with it. And you can see he's got 41 points in 42 games. And then our first line center for every year of the franchise mode, Marcus Johansson, who also had a fantastic season last year. So the Kaprizov, Johansson, Greenway line has been really, really good. 75 points in his first season with 30 goals. That kind of cemented the fact that he was going to stay. Bit of a regression the next year, although I think I may have played him a little less. But as you can see, when he gets ice time, he puts up points and goals, which is great. Obviously, we already talked about Kirill Kaprizov. Fiala, Takashi, and Zuccarello. Takashi's up to an 88 overall, 40 points in 42 games. He's on pace to put up a career high as far as points, and I'm really glad I decided to stick with him. The rookie Maxim Nikulin here is having a good year. 20 goals in 42 games, and yeah, he may be a two-way forward, but he's a two-way forward with a great wrist shot. His slap shot accuracy is not bad either, but 87 passing, 85 offensive awareness, 87 wrist shot accuracy, and he's good defensively too. Marco Rossi shifted to the wing here. 4 goals, 20 assists right now. I mean, Fiala obviously is a guy that's been here the whole time as well. He got himself a contract extension. And then the fourth line here has been doing fine. Parise, Foligno, and Bitten. They're doing exactly what I'd hoped. The weakest part of this team is probably the defensive core, although it's nice to see guys like Kalen Addison. I mean, he's grown up to an 80. 80 overall for him, 80 overall for Carson Soucy, Spurgeon at an 82. We're moving Ruslan Zamanov up to the top line. He's a plus 18, which is fantastic. Ryan Suter still hanging in there. He might drop off a lot when it comes to the playoffs, but in goal, we got Hunter Jones and Baraboo, so I guess you could say goaltending is the weakest aspect. He's not having a fantastic season, but unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. In the system here, I believe we do have a goaltender coming up. Wallstedt or Tucker Tynan hopefully will be the guy for us. But let's go ahead and just get into the simulation here, guys. I want to check out the contracts before we do that. Craig Takashi needs a contract extension, and I'm going to give him a contract extension. I am going to extend him for a lot of money for a lot of years. I mean, 3 years at 6.7 is that sweet spot. We don't exactly have to do that, but I think I'm going to do the 3 years. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Any other, amount of years, we'd still have him as an RFA. It'd be his last RFA year, but 6.7 for 3 years is fine by me. Matt Zuccarello is one I think I'll hold off on. Marco Rossi, I think I will give him a contract extension. What does he want? Let's get him till his last deal as well, or his last RFA year. So him and Takashi are both going to be expiring in the same year this way. Ruslan Zamanov, we did offer him a contract extension. He doesn't want one. But I would like to bring him back. He's been a big part of this franchise mode. First round, 23rd overall in our first year. Craig Takashi was 8th overall in our first year. I mean, the fact that we got a guy like Craig Takashi, medium elite, at 8th overall, I think is a really, really solid value pick. Taking a look at everybody else here, they can probably wait until the offseason until we can talk about them. A guy like Zuccarello, I need your guys' help. Is Zuccarello worth keeping around? I don't know. He's 36, but then again, maybe a 1 or 2 year deal. We're not exactly desperate when it comes to cap space. Like I said, we have like 28 million in there. So the profit's going nuts. The amateur scouts, we have 20. Apparently they need work to do. So I think, did I assign them? I think I might have assigned them. Yeah, we got a couple more guys here that we need to assign. So I'm going to assign these guys. And then we're going to get into the sim, the trade deadline, and see where we end up this season. We are finally done with the scouting, and now it's time to get into the sim, and I'm trying to think, we don't have a first-round pick, so we don't have to really worry about anybody else that we would have to cheer against and hope that they keep losing. I mean, I think I might have been able to get the Blackhawks first last year, this year's first, at some point, and it would have been a good deal, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how things shook out, the players that we gave up and the players that we still currently have. And all the picks last year. Last year's draft was fantastic. But let's go ahead and get, 2 weeks out of the trade deadline, kind of review what we need, what we can sell off. Marco Rossi accepted, Zamenhof did accept, and Craig Takashi accepted as well. Followed up by 3 straight losses, so they're here for the long time, but we do pick it up with 3 straight wins after those losses, getting back on a bit of a winning streak, 4 games there after dropping that one to Pittsburgh. It ends. The Chicago Blackhawks have fired Harold Pitts. Unfortunate for him. And yes, I'd love to get a guy like Merzlikins. Just anybody to improve. The Montreal Canadiens fired their guy. Merzlik. Yes, I know. They heard me say I'd like him, but I can't. That's literally against the rules of the challenge here. Anyway, Kirill Kaprizov continues. Kaprizov, I think. Kirill Kaprizov with 62 points in 57 games, which is still very, very good. The Minnesota Wild, us, at the top of the division, above the Avalanche, who still have 2 games in hand and are only 8 points back. So in those 3 games, they only picked up 2 points on us, which is really good news. The Blues with a game in hand are 10 points back. So unless something crazy happens, it looks like we should definitely be making the playoffs. Whether or not we win the division is still to be determined. But I don't think I want to sell anybody off. I don't think I really need to go get some first-round picks. One of the things I do want to check out are the progression of the players we have in the system. Some of those guys maybe could come up next year in the system. Will Thompson, the low elite guy who I believe... Yeah, no, we didn't even sign this guy yet. He is still playing... oh, God, I have no clue what that logo is. He's probably playing in a foreign league. Can I take a look at it? Yes, he is playing in the NLA for Friday. I don't know if it's Friday or not, but he's got 11 goals and 14 assists as a defenseman. Which is beautiful to see. He's got low elite. I mean, he's the kind of guy we could sign and even bring in this season. I mean, I don't know if I want to do that and burn a year of his ELC, but, it is what it is. But he is growing very, very nicely. Same thing with Alexander Gonchar. Christian Takashi, Craig Takashi's younger brother, 6'4". He is playing for Spokane and the WHL and put up 49 points in 44 games after not probably getting a lot of ice time the season before. Yeah, 13 minutes to 21 minutes, so that 8 minutes per night bump, well, is leading to an absolutely insane jump there as far as points. So that's what we want to see. Stoner's growing nicely. Cody Matthews, the potential goalie of the future. Let's sort by potential instead of who's grown the most. Alexander Gonchar, I don't remember when we picked him. It's not going to tell me when we picked him, but holy crap, he's got some really good growth. He's now got +9 in his passing, +9 in his offensive awareness, +11 in his wrist shot accuracy. His defensive awareness up by 9, shot blocking, stick checking up by 11. Really, really good growth from Alexander Gonchar, and I'm very excited to see what he could become. Cody Matthews here as well, one of our 3 medium elites in the system. And then Braden Cogliano here. I believe we took Braden in the first round, question mark? I can't exactly remember, but we got Will Thompson, who's definitely one of those in the system, guys, that's on the brink of being called up. And before the playoff starts, guys, we'll check on Will Thompson again and see, whether or not we should give him a contract and bring him up. But taking a look at him here, let's go ahead and look in the system, sort by potential. There he is. He's 80 overall at 19. He is a 2-way defender, looks very, very good, well-rounded, very good defensively, but still has that offensive awareness that he can chip in a time or two. Alexander Gonchar is the power forward, so it's nice to see his shooting category going up. We took him in the 3rd round. We took Braden Cogliano in the 1st round at 15th overall. He's looking fine. He's looking solid. These 2 guys were taken this year. So was Will Thompson was taken this year as well. Man, 2023 with Christian Takashi as well. We are having one heck of a pipeline. Luomala we took this past year. Oh my goodness, boys. This past year was, I forgot how good it was. 93 wrist shot accuracy. This guy's got 93 wrist shot accuracy with 88 offensive awareness. This is a guy that is going to put up mad goals. UC Luomala, our 1st round pick this year. Carter Burke-Holes as well. We took 30th. That's right. We took these guys back to back. Hopefully we didn't pull a Boston Bruins, take 3 players who are fine. And then, 3 fantastic players went right after their 3 picks in a row. But where do we take Ronning as well? Nah, he was a 3rd round pick, but a 3rd round pick being, medium top 6, Ronning here looks good as a playmaker. Guys, there's a lot of talent coming up. O'Rourke here is playing in the minors at 21. Maybe he'll grow. Peyton Ronning, we already took a look at him. Omar Malhotra, we took, he's the defensive defenseman we took. He's got a good defensive category. Haven't seen a lot of growth out of him, but he's already 71 to 18, so that's fine. And then Tarasov here, who we took the year before at the end of the 1st round. Also looking nice there. So plenty of reason to be optimistic here, especially sitting atop the division with that solid pipeline. And guys, that's all thanks to selling off a lot of pieces and going for a lot of top picks last year. Last year's draft, we absolutely killed it. And I think when it comes to the trade deadline this year, I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of anybody important. I don't think I'm going to load up on picks because, as you guys saw, the pipeline is pretty full of talent. We're going to be conservative buyer, I think. We're going to enter the deadline just to take a look. David Pastrnak is available. Would we be able to get him? Oh, we would. They wouldn't want Kirill Kaprizov, Nahul, and Brodin. Yeah, okay. You can have my whole team, Boston. That's fine. That makes sense. Marcus Johansson's on the trade block. We could get 2 firsts and Brandon Montour. No thanks. I'd like to keep my first-line center. Buffalo, you can't have him back. Taking a look at what we could trade away now. I don't think I really want to trade anybody away. I mean, rookie skaters. O'Rourke, probably not, because he's one of those guys like Susie or those guys that could come up eventually. Obviously, all these guys have really good potential. They all look really, really good. Our future looks very, very bright. If we take a look at our goaltending situation, maybe I do want to sell off a goaltender or 2 in here. These 20-year-olds, can't get anything for him. Can I get anything for them combined? Can I get anything for... No, I probably could do it if I did it manually. Kavanagh? No, nobody's going to want these fringe starters. Hall? No. Barabos in the NHL. Wallstedt, Tynan. Yeah, Matthews is the one that we're looking for the future. Hopefully he grows quickly because, as you guys can see, we don't exactly have a ton of stuff. Henry Tius, I think I'm going to see if I can get like a 5th for him from anybody that might be interested. And that would be the only thing I am going to do today because I don't think there's anybody else that I would, we don't have a glut of players anywhere. Okay, so nobody wants him. Let's just call up Buffalo. Buffalo's known to make a bad trade or 2. Taking a look at the draft picks. 5th round pick, Buffalo. Trade rejected. All right, let's see if we can get a 6th. Just kind of, getting those late round shots. I'll literally dump him on you for a 7th, Buffalo. Like, just trade accepted. Beautiful. Fine with that, and that's the only deal we're going to make on the day. It's sending off some prospect for a 7th. Sure, that's got to make that prospect feel good about himself. Let's go ahead and keep it rolling. Craig Takashi, the 2nd-line center, now is officially overtaken. Kirill Kaprizov is the leading point getter with 32 goals and 34 assists. He's an 89. He's gone up even more. Yeah, we're not dropping him anywhere else. Him on the 2nd line with Fiala and Zuccarello. I'm sure Fiala actually... Zuccarello's the goal scorer, and he's only playing under you. I may want to give him a contract. I think he said he doesn't. Does he want a contract? I don't remember. Maybe if he does, I definitely want to bring him back, though. I think we've solidified it here, guys, that we definitely want to bring back Zuccarello. Let's see how we finish up the season, though. 2 wins there right after the deadline is beautiful. We're going to keep the current season ticket prices. I'm not upset with those sales numbers. Increase our advertising? Sure. Let's season ticket advertising. Can I? General advertising, we'll drop those by 2. Up by 2 for the season tickets. Save the budget. Why not? Big wins, though, after the trade deadline. What is that? 5 straight wins? 2, 4, 6 wins? 6 straight wins. Make it 7, 8 straight wins. Team is rolling into playoffs. 9, 10, 11 in a row. 12 in a row. 12 0-1. 13 0-1. 13 1-1. 14 1-1. 14 3-1. 15 3-1. Post deadline to finish with 57 wins on the season, 117 points. By far and away, the President's Trophy winning squad. What an end of season run to secure the President's Trophy Craig Takashi with 86 points, 42 goals. And I remember you guys saying, I should trade away Craig Takashi because he's a two-way forward and he won't fit the scheme and blah, blah, blah. You can't overemphasize chemistry. I know it's important, but when you get a guy like Craig Takashi, you get a guy like Craig Takashi and you keep him. I mean, what an absolutely monstrous season. He had 294 shots, shot 14%. Most he's ever played in his career, and deservedly so. I mean, 86 points, 42 goals. What a season from Craig Takashi, the legend of our draft to glory. Craig Takashi is the name that I will remember from our Minnesota Wild draft to glory, no matter how long this one lasts. Kirill Kaprizov here tied him in points, but just slightly behind in goals, and he was playing first line ice time, so And he also had 5 more power play points, so I'm going to give it to Craig Takashi. I know you guys are going to laugh because I absolutely love Craig Takashi, and I love saying Craig Takashi. Fantastic name. I love it. Marcus Johansson, our first line center with 21 goals, but 84 points, assist machine. Kevin Fiala on that second line was nearly a point per game, and Jordan Greenway was almost a point per game as well. Rounding out the top 6 was Mats Zuccarello, 76 points. I think he's earned himself another year, maybe 2 on his contract. I know he's 36. I'll wait until the offseason to negotiate with him. Maxim Nikulin with 43 goals, 56 points in his rookie season, playing on the third line, took 145 penalty minutes. My God. 145 penalty minutes, Nikulin. He's got 84 discipline. What has gotten into this guy? Just loves the penalty. He got into 20 fights. He got into 20 fights. Wow, Nikulin, the rookie, established 5'10", 189, but is not afraid to drop. That's got to be the most. Because that's 100 penalty minutes right there. So he only took 45 minutes outside of his fights. What the? I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? Because if he fights somebody good or not, I mean, he's our third line center, right? It's not like we're losing a massive player when he goes to the box. And he's taking somebody else off the ice on the opposing team. Marco Rossi with 53 points, a very solid second season for us. Really good bounce back. The team is, guys, I am so excited about this team. I just want to keep playing all afternoon, but I can't be doing that. I got other series. Zach Parise with 22 goals on the fourth line. Credit to you, my man. And taking a look at the final forwards here, Bitten, Foligno, and Hartman. Guys, everybody, every forward except for 2 was pretty much a half a point per game. That is a ridiculous offense. That is a ridiculous amount of goals to be scoring, and I wouldn't be surprised if our goals for per game is one of the best in the entire NHL. We will check that out in just a minute. Defenseman-wise, Ryan Suter still killing it, plus 40 points as well. On the middle pairing, he's playing with Kalen Addison, who's a plus 37. Zamanov playing with Brodin on that top pairing. They were solid plus 30s, which is, I mean, okay. Plus 30s is really, really, really good. And then Spurgeon and Susi on the bottom pairing did their job. They were solid, and Spurgeon with 26 points as well. Goaltending, what a season. What a bounce back from Hunter Jones. 910 is pretty good, guys. 910 for an EA Sports simulation is really good, but the one I am impressed with is his .257 goals against average. Having a goal against average that low is really, really insane. You guys can see he's got 86 breakaway, 84 angles, 86 rebound control, and pretty decent endurance. His stick high only an 83. I'd like to see that one go up a little bit more, but for the most part, he's got stats where you want them. He's going to perform really good, and I think he has, actually, he didn't have a good season last year as a backup, broke out this season as a starter, and just might grow a bit. He signed for 3 years, 2 more years after this one at very, very cheap money, so I'm very, very pleased with Hunter Jones and his progression. Anyway, checking out the entire league, Andrei Svechnikov leading the way with 109 points, Matthews with 108, Nylander with 103, and Marner with 100. So the Toronto trio of Matthews, Marner, Nylander up there. Teuvo Teravainen up there with his almost touching the 100 point mark, 100 goal mark, Jesus Christ. 109 points for his line mate Svechnikov, 99 for him. Nico Hischier, Scheifele, Sagan, McKinnon, all up there, the guys you would expect. McDavid, a little bit off the pace. Sebastian Aho there, so a very good season from the Carolina Hurricanes top line as well. Taking a look at the top goal scorers, it's Svechnikov and Timofey Ulanov. Ulanov, Drafted second overall in year number 1 by the Ottawa Senators, 98 wrist shot accuracy. But the fact that Andrei Svechnikov hit with 93 wrist shot accuracy, hit 58 goals, 23.7% was his shooting percentage. What a season from him. I'd assume a step backwards next season, but man, oh man, yeah. I mean, he improved his shooting percentage by 10%. He took 30 fewer shots and scored 20 more goals. So quite good here from Svechnikov, who's really established himself as one of the elite players in the NHL. Still has a little bit of room to grow as well. Who was dishing the puck the most? It was William Nylander. Where did Matthews finish? Matthews also hit the 50 goals. So 3 players hit the 50 goal mark. Patrick Laine, Sagan were close. Tarasenko, McKinnon, McDavid, Hall, Kucherov, all up there above 45. Let's take a look at the defenseman who had the best season from the back end. Putting up points was a tie between Ekman-Larsson and Erik Karlsson. But Oliver Ekman-Larsson with 19 goals, Karlsson with 18 goals, and OEL had the better plus minus. I'd give it to him. Gostisbehere stands out to me as a guy who had a really good season. Ew! He went from Philly to Pittsburgh, and in his Pittsburgh profile, he's wearing his Philly jersey? Oh, it's gross. I hate that. Rasmus Dahlin, yeah, you like to see Sabres do well. Otherwise, no surprises here on the back end. Best plus minus was Brett Pesce. Ryan Suter was up there, though, with the second best plus minus. Taking a look at the goaltenders, Hunter Jones got the most wins in the league, which, I guess would make sense, right? He's probably not going to win the Vezina. As you can see, he's still a top 10 guy here as far as save percentage is concerned. Markstrom, one heck of a year from Markstrom. His .253 goal against average and his .917 save percentage is really, really good. I feel like he had similar numbers at another time. Yeah, he did have very similar numbers back in 21-22, where he had a .921 and a .252. So another fantastic season from Markstrom in Calgary, looking very, very good there. Taking a look at the rookie skaters, Tuomo Kukkonen did lead all rookies with points and goals. Unfortunately, Nykulin just didn't get enough assists. Part of that comes probably from his line mates not being as good goal scorers like Marco Rossi. But Timo Kukkonen and Nykulin both there looking very, very solid. I'm just trying to figure out the nationality of him. He's Ukrainian, that's right. But a good season for those two guys. They are going to stand out as your top 2 rookies. Any rookie goalies. Hunter Jones. You know what? Hunter Jones is in with a shout. He got 8 point and a good save percentage and goal against average. So he's probably not going to win the Calder. But he's in there with a shout, I'd say. Let's take a look at the penalty minutes. Nykulin led the NHL in penalty minutes in his rookie season. If we take a look at who got into the most fights this season, it was Nykulin and Hagos. I wonder if they just fought every time they saw each other. I don't know why. I know that there's probably some underlying, fights often in their development, in their underlying stats. But man, Ruslan Zamanov up there, we did not back down from a fight, guys. If there was a fight proposed to us, we accepted it. No questions asked, no hesitation. Zamanov and Nykulin standing up for the rest of the team. Zamanov is a 6'3", 202 defensive defenseman, but Nykulin with a 5'10", 189, and he's willing to throw his weight around like that. Credit to him, but 20 fights, Nykulin. My God. Anyway, we know we are the President's Trophy winning team. Taking a look at the entire league, our goals for per game are not the best. That's behind the Hurricanes, but we are darn close. And our goals against per game was 3rd best. Guys, we deservedly were one of the best teams in the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs are really, really good as well. We slightly edged them in goals for. They slightly edge us in goals against. Taking a look at the power play percentage. The power play was not the reason we were so good at scoring. Our 19% is about middle of the road, right about there. Penalty kill percent at 80.5%. The nice thing about Nykulin's propensity to fight is that it's not going to put us shorthanded. So that's not something I have to worry about. Time shorthanded, though, we were one of the more disciplined teams. We at least never got on the penalty kill very often. Best home record goes to us. Best away record goes to us. But the Toronto Maple Leafs on a 10-game winning streak, at least to end the season there, is kind of scary. But guys, that is the end of the regular season recap. Who will we be taking on in round number 1? Craig Takashi got 4 points in the last game as we shut out Boston in the final game of the season. Regular season has ended. Oh, Yes, all right. We passed both goals there. 90,000 to our funds available this year, and we will be taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Bit worried about that one because, star power matters in the playoffs, but hopefully we can get by it with a great team performance. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.